It's the most exciting year in history for the Ouray Ice Park.
I have never seen anything like that before.
The stakes are high as they host 3 blockbuster events.
For the first time ever, we're doing an event series. It's huge.
I think this event has been a long time coming.
The sport's really growing.
With one launching them onto the world stage.
Welcome to the UIAA North American Championships.
That's one of the most well-known ice climbing events in the world.
We've actually never hosted a true UIAA sanctioned event. It'll be the first ever in Ouray.
I think it's going to be sick.
There are all sorts of things that could go wrong.
Oh no!
We'll have to deal with anything unforeseen that comes up.
Oh my gosh! What a finish!
It's another day down in the canyon. Love this place.
After 2 years of COVID cancellations across the globe and no spectators, the growing sport of ice climbing is back, and bigger than ever in 2022 at the Ouray Ice Park in Ouray, Colorado.
I like to call the Ouray Ice Park the gravitational epicenter of ice climbing in North America. Some people would say the world.
I'm extremely grateful for the Ouray Ice Park. It really is sacred ground for us climbers.
With 150 man-made routes, very, very accessible. I mean, you can just walk up from town, and it's a city park. How many other city parks do you know that look like this? People are just drawn here.
But this year, for the first time ever, the Ice Park is hosting not just one event, but 3, capped off by a world-class competition they've never hosted before. The UIAA Ice Climbing North American Championships.
It's the first time ever that Ouray has hosted a UIAA Championships. I'm extremely excited. Yes, it's really cool. The athletes are excited. The town's pretty excited. The state of Colorado is pretty blown away that we were able to land this event.
Continental Cup is what we're doing, and that's actually really exciting because that ups the ante on the Ouray Ice Park itself in terms of visibility, in terms of judging standards and route standards.
It's part of a international series. For as long as ice climbing's really been a thing, Ouray has been a focal point of it, and to have the modern incarnation of the sport really showcased here is a really big deal.
An even bigger deal is the fact that it will be broadcast live.
The fact that it's live streamed it's huge. The visibility around the world for the sport of ice climbing, for the city of Ouray, for the state of Colorado is immense.
The Ice Park is taking on an even more immense challenge this year, testing its limits like never before. Not only hosting the North American Championships, but also hosting 2 more events that will lead up to it.
This year, for the first time ever, we're doing an event series with 3 events as opposed to just the one annual ice festival. It's bookended by the UIAA Championships on the far end and the first event, which was the All-In Fest.
Yay! The brand new, groundbreaking All-In Ice Fest kicked off the season in January.
I'm stoked to be here at All-In Ice Fest.
Really good.
Ouray Ice Fest is an ice climbing festival focused on highlighting and elevating people of historically marginalized groups, Black, Indigenous people of color, people from the LGBTQ+ community, and adaptive athletes.
The All-In Ice Fest is the brainchild of Liz Sagoon, a Mexican-American neuroscientist who's an avid climber and guide.
I think this event has been a long time coming, and as a new ice climber, just that dream, I think, for a lot of us of, like, I wish that space existed for the sport that I'm starting to love, and now it does exist.
That's it. Good job.
Liz lined up 3 days of climbing clinics for attendees who came from across North America for this first of its kind event.
This is so fun.
The handle stays the same size the entire time you're climbing. My name is Marcus Garcia. I am a pro climber. I am teaching at the Ouray Ice Fest the park to peak clinic and to get people ready to go from park climbing to peak climbing or backcountry stuff.
I'm Nikki Smith. I'm teaching Ice Essentials, which is a beginner course. I like to get my arm to myself about a 45-degree angle. There was no one in the outdoor industry that I saw that was openly trans. I didn't have anyone to look to, and so I didn't think I would belong for so many other reasons beyond that. I've had so many people reach out to me that seeing me has made them feel like they're welcome. So I guess it's inspirational in that way. I'm just trying to survive. I'm hoping that people realize just how diverse climbing really is.
It just feels like a super safe, almost kind of like a familial environment, even though you don't know anyone. There ain't that many black people here, but we here.
At night, there were panels featuring inspirational topics and guests, including Kim Miller, CEO of Scarpa North America. He said his own personal experience motivates him to help others.
A lot of this was informed by my own life and experiences, and realizing as a person of color and an immigrant that there weren't many people that looked like me. There were times when real struggle, honestly. The main thing is that there were people, these shining stars, and they believed in my dream, and they mentored me. And so coming back to All In, it's trying to create a place where people feel completely equal.
Another panel featured veteran and highly accomplished climber Philip Henderson, who's leading a historic all-black expedition this spring called Full Circle Everest, meant to emphasize that climbing welcomes everyone.
It's in line with the next step for a lot of us, and as me, I've always said that I'd go back for the right reason, and this seems like to be the right reason. I'm excited about it, yeah.
At the end of the day, the ice does not care what color you are, how many limbs you have. The ice doesn't care. The ice is going to be there no matter what.
Hey Liz, how's everything going on your end today?
I think it's starting to sink in. I think kind of a lot. Like now it's real. People are here, people are climbing.
Tears of joy?
Oh yeah. I think at the beginning it was one of those like, I can put in all this effort, but is anyone actually going to show up? And people did show up, which is just wild.
I would love to do more of these programs. It has been like an enlightening experience for sure.
You know, the hope is that it becomes an annual event. I think Liz would like to see it be an annual event. So we'll see.
Nearly 2 weeks after welcoming diverse climbers at the All In Ice Fest, and after a year with no crowds and no vendors, the Ice Park welcomed back its world-famous annual Ouray Ice Festival, the second big event in their 3-part series for 2022.
The Ice Festival is the gathering of ice climbers from around North America. Is it the Woodstock of ice climbing? I don't know if that's the analogy, because people are actually walking around with their clothes on. But people descend on town because it's fun.
And it marked the first time spectators and vendors were welcomed back after COVID struck in 2020.
I'm excited about Ice Fest because I get to see awesome people who I haven't seen in like 2 years because we didn't have Ice Fest last year.
Last year's Ice Fest was very different. It was what we called a virtual Ice Fest. There were no vendors. There weren't even any spectators. Because of COVID, we had to do it virtually.
But this year it was back, with one of the biggest crowds they've ever seen.
How many people came? Probably several thousand. We had lots of great ice, thanks to the ice farmers. Great to see all the vendors really excited to be back here.
The return of the beloved Ice Fest for the 27th year is not only vital to the town's history, but also to its economy.
The economy is based almost entirely on tourism. Before the 1990s, the town was pretty much dead in the wintertime. Now, there's plenty of restaurants to choose from, and there's plenty of places that you can rent a room and stay. And that's largely due to the ice park.
Quite literally, 60% of the Ouray winter economy comes from the ice park.
If there was no Ice Fest, then where would the money come from in order to operate the ice park, keep the ice park free? And the Ice Fest is how that's funded.
This year, there was an extra fundraiser.
My name's Lance Owens, and I'm the owner of Peak Mountain Guides. I also volunteer for the ice park as the competition director.
To generate more money for the ice park, Lance and his fellow guides dreamed up the Don't Wrap Off the End fundraiser, where folks pledge money and nominate friends to get dunked in ice water.
Hashtag don't wrap off the end. Except for when it's for the ice park and a good cause. It was actually really entertaining.
Besides daily clinics, the other entertainment included nightly panels and director Max Lowe's movie debut of Torn.
Our son Max created a film, Torn. The film looks into our life together. It's a very intense film, addressing the other side of what climbing is. We always see the moments of glory. The downside of it is the risk and the danger that comes with it and the loss that is there for the people that are left behind.
The grand finale was the final day of the competition.
Last year, the cheering you heard in the background on the live stream, that was just athletes cheering each other on. This year, having, people all over the bridge, all over the road, the energy of having the crowd back, that felt really good. I think it was exciting to see a lot of the same competitors from last year back.
That included Corey Buhay and Kat Shirley, who both made a strong showing.
In third place, Annetta. In second place, can we hear it for Corey? In first place, for Kat.
For Kat Shirley, the win is huge, especially considering she almost gave up the sport entirely.
The first time I picked up an ice tool, it took me a full year to want to do it again. I picked up ice tools, I set them in intellect holds at the gym, and I was like, I'm gonna die doing this. And finally, with some persuasion from Liam and Marcus, I got back into it. And here I am, and I just won the Ice Fest, and it's so unreal. No, don't tell anyone, but I think this is my favorite Ice Festival ever.
Tyler Kempney is also hoping to make up for a huge mistake in last year's competition.
This year in the competition, my goal is to follow the rules and climb the best that I can. No. No, if there's a red line, I'm gonna freak out. Last year I crossed the red line and got disqualified, which was a big bummer.
No, Tyler!
I mean, I had fun. Really, it's just behind me now. I've been waiting all year for this. I want to get that first, second, or third. It's going to be a phenomenal year. Everyone stay tuned and watch this thing.
It's the men's finals at the 27th Annual Ice Festival in Ouray, Colorado.
30 seconds!
And Tyler Kempney is on the tower looking for a win after being disqualified last year.
I think it went really well. I just did not have the patience to keep it together for the last move.
Still, it was enough to land him on the podium.
In third place, Wesley Fowler. Second place, Keaton. And redemption is sweet, isn't it, everybody? Let's hear it for Tyler!
To see Tyler not DQ this year and to get to the farthest clip, it was going full circle.
Tyler's first place.
Yes.
Thank you, Ouray!
It's the grand finale of the park's 3-event series.
Welcome to the 2022 UIAA North American Championships in Ouray, Colorado.
This is the most significant championship to ever take place in the park's history. UIAA roughly translates to the International Climbing and Mountaineering Federation, and, like the International Olympic Committee, it essentially governs all things climbing worldwide. Despite lingering COVID restrictions around the globe, the championships attracted athletes from as far away as Japan and the Czech Republic.
I'm so excited for the come.
And youth competitors as young as 12, like Landers Gaydosh from Utah, who just won the 2022 Ice Climbing World Youth Championships in Saas-Fee, Switzerland.
Fantastic performance there. In first place, Landers Gaydosh from America takes the gold in the under-16 male.
He's joined by other up-and-comers, including 14-year-old Maple Damien and 10-year-old Connor Bailey, who's competing in his first ever championship.
I'm excited, I'm a little nervous, and I think it's going to be sick.
It's kids like Connor who represent the next generation of ice climbers. And one of the most celebrated mentors of the next generation is pro climber and this year's route setter, Marcus Garcia.
Marcus is the best. He's the best coach in the world.
Marcus Garcia is a massive mentor. He's literally the reason there's the youth ice climbing team in the US.
Probably wouldn't be climbing now if it wasn't for Marcus. He's been a mentor for me for a really long time.
Mentoring for me has been amazing to see a lot of the youth that I've been working with have just really grown up in this sport and now are actually coaching alongside of me.
And today, Liam Foster, a former student who's risen up the ranks, is helping him set all the UIAA competition routes. Besides being a UIAA-sanctioned competition, the stakes are even higher because it will be live-streamed, placing the ice park on the world stage, where millions will watch in real time.
We've done a live stream before, but, there are all sorts of things that could go wrong. We still have COVID with us, which we didn't expect. We've got the weather. We've got the road conditions. I mean, it's snowing right now. Is the production truck even going to arrive today? A lot of unknowns.
It's day one of the UIAA Ice Climbing North American Championships qualifiers, the grand finale of the event series, and the temperatures are already taking a toll on athletes.
My hands don't work. Ow!
I woke up in the morning and it was -8, and I climbed shortly after, so it was probably negatives in the canyon when I started, and I personally had the worst case of screaming Barfies I think I've ever had. I thought I was going to throw up. My hands were so cold. A couple different people were either dry heaving or crying. It's just brutal.
Dude, I cannot close my hands right now. Oh, crying.
Climb up, Corey. Thank God.
Jacket number 1, jacket number 2.
Pursue that jacket, huh?
Takes 4 jackets.
Yeah.
You're a serious alpine athlete.
That's me.
By the end of day 2 qualifiers, the temperatures heated up. And so did the international field, with Japan's Haruko Takeuchi and Czech athlete Aneta Luzecka making it to the top 3 spots for the women's competition. For the men, Tyler Kempney and Keenan Griscom are vying for first. But it's Noah Bergman, birdsuit and all, who's the dark horse currently in first place. Tomorrow is the finals. And that brings route changes and a whole new set of challenges before showtime.
I woke up last night at 3 in the morning. There must have been something that had me worried. Don't remember what it was. We'll see. We've got a great crew, but, we'll have to deal with anything unforeseen that comes up.
After months of planning, and for the first time ever at the Ouray Ice Park, it's the final day for the UIAA Ice Climbing North American Championship and the last event in the park's 3-part series.
It's a true North American UIAA event. They call it a Continental Cup, sort of one step down from the World Cup. We're excited because the UIAA is excited that we've got the capabilities of hosting a world-class event like that.
After 2 years of COVID restrictions and a year without any UIAA World Tour events, the athletes are back, the crowds are back, and so are the hosts, including me and my co-hosts Vince Anderson and Courtney Taylor.
Oh. It's going pretty well. We just hashed some things out in the truck, and we're going to do a live rehearsal now, and then it's showtime.
First up this morning before the live stream is the speed competition.
Ready, set, go!
For the women, Kat Shirley wins, followed by Lauren Chartel and Lindsay Hastings. While Kevin Lindlaw, Eric Gomez and Tomas Gerlein are top ranked for the men. With just under an hour to go before the live stream begins, the youth finals are underway, starting with Maple Damien, then this year's World Youth Champion Landers Gaydosh, and finally, Connor Bailey.
That has got to be the raddest ice climb a 10-year-old has ever climbed.
I knew it!
Good job!
After the live truck and crew conduct final rehearsals, and after Marcus and Liam reset the route, the much-anticipated live stream begins.
It's day 3 of the UIAA Ice Climbing North American Championship. Thank you for joining us for the Elite Finals, and welcome to Ouray, Colorado.
There are 11 women and 8 men competing today. And as the women kick off, Corey Buhay makes one of the first strong climbs of the day.
Great effort from Corey Buhay.
Then, Haruko Takeuchi of Japan climbed past Corey's high point and almost topped out. But it was Kat Shirley, this year's Ice Fest winner, who was the only woman to top the route.
And what a finish! The future is bright. The future is Kat Shirley.
How are you feeling?
I feel great. My arms hurt so badly. And lowering, I got to see my coach in the setter, Marcus, and he pointed at me and he said, "I'm proud of you."
Oh,
and that totally made my day.
Congratulations, that was a great job.
So Corey Buhay wins the bronze, Haruko Takeuchi of Japan with silver, and Kat Shirley with the gold.
Let's make some noise for your new North American UIAA Ice Climbing Champion, Kat Shirley!
I'm so stoked. I thought that there was no way that I had enough time to top that route, and then I was just there. It was so cool.
I'm so happy with my result. I was a little nervous during qualifiers, but today it kind of all came together. There's a lot of awesome women on the women's team this year, so a lot of good camaraderie, and it was just fun.
For the men, one of the biggest shocks was Keenan Griscom, who had an epic equipment failure.
Oh no! Looks like his tool snapped.
Oh. This is the first time I've ever snapped a pick.
Then another favourite, Tyler Kempney, fell earlier than expected.
Oh my gosh!
So Tyler comes in third, Kevin Lindlaw with an amazing effort comes in second, and a strong climb by Wes Fowler, who wins gold, takes his first ever North American Championship title.
Make some noise for the Purple Pants of Power.
By some crazy chance, I won the North American Championships.
I really felt like if I didn't fall there, I was going to go to the top. So you know, it'll eat at me a little bit, but I'm really excited because Wes, he pulled it together and kept good composure and won when it counts.
I'm super excited. This was a blast. The sport's really growing. I think that's partly from all the work that comes into making it a great event.
After a 3-event series that focused on inclusion, welcoming crowds back, and placing the growing sport of ice climbing on a world stage, it's been the most impressive, most successful year yet for the Ouray Ice Park.
The UIAA North American Championships went phenomenally well. The perception of everyone here was that it was one of the best ever. We have an amazing team of people that pulled it off. Having people back here in person, gathering the community, that was really heartwarming.
I mean, we'd love to have All In back here next year and the Ice Fest. It's like, wow, let's bring folks back again and let's double the number of people that are here next year.